And I'm going to show this picture here. You all will be able to see my truck got vandalized. Somebody, I don't know what type of material that they use, but one night I was out doing deliveries, and I came back in one morning and I was getting some stuff out of my Sprinter van on the side door, and I noticed this huge. In this video, we're going to discuss why you shouldn't tell everyone about your cargo van business. You're going to be shocked by a lot of these things, but the things that you're going to learn more about human nature, the dark side of human nature. You're going to learn more about yourself, how to handle these obstacles. And the reason why I want to, share this with you is so when these things come your way as you're on your journey, whether you're starting up your cargo van business, whether you've been in the business for a while and you haven't come across this stuff, but you may eventually, in how to handle it so it won't get to you personally. All right. So hurt people hurt people. Okay. So the amount of disrespect that I've experienced, and I'm not about, man bad, woman bad, or whatever, but this is just what I experienced. And I want you all to, listen to this individual as well, so you all could follow along.
That's why I don't like men who know that word. Like, I hate y'all. I hate men who know that word. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girls.
All right, so I just wanted you all to hear it come out of this lady mouth. But like I said, hurt people hurt people. And the amount of disrespect that I've had, the majority of the time, it was from women. Okay. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it has a lot to do with, feminism or a lot of the drama shows or whatever, but I've learned so much about myself that I want to share this with you. A lot of times, a lot of these girls, when they're trying you on your journey of becoming successful, a lot of it is they want a reaction out of you. Okay. And in some cases, your reaction could mean currency for them, a lawsuit or whatever. So never think low of yourself, because a lot of people, they thrive on you thinking that way. But the amount of disrespect that I have experienced from, from women, the old, middle age, young, and, that's when I end up learning that, hurt people hurt people. I'm just minding my business, and people could just, just let out certain things, and you'd be like, whoa. And what you will end up doing, if you don't catch it, you will take it personal. But you shouldn't take it personal, because they don't know you personally. So that's why, again, this community is so important for all the people that's on their journey, so you could understand this part of the game that many people aren't talking about, because a lot of people, they don't have their own business. So and they're really not in business. They don't have the experience that I have, and that's why I want to share this with you. So for example, all right, and this is I'm telling you, you're about to learn a lot about the dark side of human nature. This customer, she's a lady, and she actually ordered today. All right. So she would order, and she would always find something negative or bad to say. Like, it's the weirdest thing, but she would keep ordering. And so, like I said, you have some people who they just got a lot going on mentally, okay? And they want to take it out on somebody, but they also need somebody to get the job done for them as well. So it's a weird, toxic thing that happens, that you should be aware of. And I want to share these things with you, again, like I said, so you don't take them personally. This is just the jungle. This is just the marketplace. This is just human nature, okay? And with all the stuff that's happening in the world, it affects people. And some people don't know how to process it and just separate things, and they want to take it out on you, the guy that's on his journey trying to make something of himself. All right. So again, she would order and always find something bad to say. I have an app where, the customers can rate their experience. And like, for example, the last time that she ordered, she gave a 4-star review, and she said that she didn't order. What? She said that she did not order when she did order. Like, really think about that, guys. Like, the system I can't steal your credit card information, process it in my system, and then deliver it to you. It doesn't work that way. But in her head, so again, I just want to share this with you. Okay. And again, a lot of this stuff is just all over the place, so I want y'all to work with me. So on my journey, I've met a lot of people, and I've had other people be like, hey, I want to start my own delivery service. I want to get into the cargo van business. And so one of the guys, he was actually doing some work for me, and he was like, I want to do what you're doing, but I want to do it in a different city. Okay. And so I was like, okay. He's like, but I got a few questions that I want to ask you and see if this is a good idea and if this market is ready for me. So I said, hey, lay it on me. And well, I said, I have a few questions for you. And I said, who's telling you that this market is a good market and this is what people need? Because when he told me the city, I'm like, man, that city isn't what you think it is, and I wanted to get into his head for him to understand that just because your friends and family say something that they're going to support you, you shouldn't base that on getting into business, because they're not going to support you. Okay. People will tell you something, then you go do it, and then they laugh at you. Okay. That is a dark side of human nature in this game, and why you shouldn't tell people about your cargo van business. And he was telling me that, they got a college there, but I was like, okay, look at this college and look at the size of this town. And again, you don't know the marketplace if you're basing it off of friends and families. Your biggest supporters are going to be complete strangers. Okay. And so I've never heard from him ever again, ever since I had that conversation with him. I don't know if he thought that I was hating on him, but I was just trying to inform him the people that's telling you to do it and they would support you, they're not going to support you. Okay. All right. So, the next thing, another guy who did some work for me temporarily, he came to me. He said, hey, look, man, I know you got your own thing going on, and he works for a lot of the gig apps and stuff. And he approached me, send me some work, man. I know you out here. I see you buzzing. I see you marketing, advertising all over. Send me some work. So one day my truck broke down, and I was like, I think I had like 3 or 4 orders stacked. And I think this was the same day, not the same week. And so I was like, hey, here's an opportunity for the guy. And I called him up. I said, hey, man, I got an emergency situation here. Something's going on with my truck. I'm broke down. I got some work for you. Can you knock these orders out for me? Pause, pause, pause. Nah, man, I can't do it. And it wasn't that he couldn't do it. He did not want to do it because he was out doing work. Okay, so I want to give you a little backstory on this. So a lot of the gig apps that he worked for, they pay a minimum of $2. Okay, so the people who know me and who do business with me, they know my minimum pay to pick up an order is $10, and the tips, they're all yours. So I was going to pay him premium prices to do it, and he didn't want to do it. Now, why did he do that? And this is a part of the game that I want to teach you. People who are hurt, they just want to hurt other people. They want you, and then they want you to be dependent on them. And once an opportunity comes, they want to stab you, okay? They want to twist it. and I had to actually correct him once I knew what he was doing. I had to say, hey, man, do you not remember that you came to me because he felt good? I felt it, and he knew I felt it. He felt good rejecting me. He felt good knowing, like, feeling that he thought that I needed him, when again, it wasn't that I needed him. You came to me for work. Here's an opportunity for you to do it. And people are weird, okay? People are complicated. They're simple, but they're very, very complicated. And that's something that I want to, share with you on my journey, and why you shouldn't tell people, because people look at you differently, all right? You're no longer a human anymore. You are an opportunity, okay? So the next one, I had another guy who was doing some work for me. I'm sending this guy all type of work. This guy was probably making $100 and some a night, probably within an hour, maybe two, sometimes, less, because, I have great clientele. And so, again, many of the people, when they see you, again, they're going to see you differently. You don't know what you are. And it's weird. I can't explain it, and it's still hard for me to process this stuff. I still struggle with this stuff, because I'm just waking up and trying to make something of myself, or just trying, getting out, failing, and trying. I don't have time for the way how people think about. I don't get it. So the guy was like, hey, I need to take some time off. Hey, man, do your thing. So as time went on, I had more and more people wanting to get on with me. And so he said, hey, he said to reach out to me in about a week or so, and I'll be, back up. Perfect. But as this time was going on, I had more and more people wanting to work. And so I was reaching out to him. It was no response, over and over and over again. So I'm like, okay, there wasn't any hard feelings or whatever. I was just like, maybe he has something going on or whatever. This is fine. This is cool. So there was more opportunities for people to come on. But for my system, I can only allow so many people in my backline system. And I just, took him off of it to bring more people on. Okay, I'm out doing a delivery one night, and he came up to me. He's like, hey, man, what happened? Why you don't need me no more? Oh. Again, I am confused, y'all. I'm like, wait, I contacted you multiple times. I show him my phone just in case, things happen. Who knows if his phone was stolen or whatever? I don't know. But I show him where I was contacting him, and it was this moment when me and him shared. I looked at him dead in the face, and it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. He wanted me to run up after him. He wanted me to run up after him. And this same guy, he came up to me and was like, hey, I know a guy who needs work right now. And if you got work, hey, send it to him. Actually call him now. And this is a big weekend, y'all. This is a huge weekend in town. I mean, that was probably like one of my biggest weekends I've had in a very, very, very long time. And so I called the guy, and I'm just slammed, y'all. And the guy was like, oh yeah, man, yeah, I can do this. And he's like, nah, but I really don't want to though. So again, people want to, and that's something that I've learned. People want to feel needed. It's weird. Again, I don't know. Maybe y'all can help me in the comment section, because this is something that I'm struggling with, still trying to process all this stuff as I'm running a business, trying to rebuild after losing, all that money from the dealership, and, losing over 80% of my clientele. I don't have time for this. So maybe you all can help me in the comment section, try to understand this stuff, but I got to keep going. I'm trying to rebuild my baby and, dominate in my marketplace. So, okay. So the next one is, I bought this Sprinter van from a local Mercedes dealership. And I'm, again, I don't know if I'm excited. It was just like I always wanted to get one, but it was just like I had to get a vehicle because my car got totaled. For the people who don't know, I started out with my delivery service with my car. I was killing it with my car. All right. So the guy who sold me this, he was such a hater. I don't, this guy was such a hater. He tried to offer me a job. You a salesman and you want me to come and work for you, but I got a business to run. Okay, so if you all were there, it was just he mentioned to me before that he had tried to go into business himself. And so his hatred, and again, a lot of people are hypnotized with hatred. They don't want to see you succeed, man. And this is something that I'm struggling with. That's very, very hard. And you think everybody's going to be like, hey, man, good job. Keep going. Like, this is awesome, bro. And that's going to be a hard pill for many of you all to swallow. And I'm still struggling with this. And I couldn't believe it. Like, dude, we're in the middle of a sale, but you want me to come and work for you so you can look down on me and treat me however you want to treat me because you can't deal with your failure. Many people can't deal with what they go through in life, and so they want to take it out on other people. But me, for all the things that I've been through, has prepared me for all of this stuff. I just ignored it because why? I'm focused on the results. And this is why I want to share this with you all. So again, in the middle of a sale, the guy was trying to offer me a job. And he knows that I have a business. Everybody knows me. I have a business. I have a delivery service. My car is totaled, but you want me to come and work for you. All right. So as you're out promoting your business, you're going to be out at the hotels. You're going to be at the hospitals passing out, flyers on the strip or to the students or wherever, if you're in a tourist area, passing out flyers and stuff. So I would do my runs to go and I would drop maybe 10 to 20 flyers, 6x9 flyers. I used to do the rat cars, but now I like the 6x9. And so I would put those out at the hotels. All right. So it was this girl, again, here's another lady. She was working at, I think it was like the Motel 8 or something like that. I can't think of which hotel it was, but and they had like this huge desk area where people can come in, hit the bell, and the different vendors, they can put their flyers and stuff out. So me, being a professional, I even asked her before. I said, hey, ma'am, do you mind if I leave some of my flyers in for your guest? She said, oh, yeah, absolutely. Sit them here. Cool. I leave them here. I leave this place. I think about 5 to 10 minutes later, I get an order at this hotel. So as I come inside, I know something is off. The lady gives me this off, weird look like, oh, snap. She looks at me crazy. And I'm looking at her crazy, like, what the hell? What's going on? So I don't know if this is a setup or what, a lot of things go on at the hotels and stuff like that. So I don't know, but my guard is up and I'm thinking like, what's going on? So I turn to the left and I notice, oh, my flyers go. Everybody else is laid up still there. So I'm like, what the hell? So I look down and there's a trash can. And my flyers, all of my flyers are in the trash can. And so I look up at her, I do a little smirk, and I just go on about my delivery. So again, guys, you think people are going to be supportive? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about me. Maybe y'all can help me in the comment section. But I was very, very professional. I asked her. I laid the flyers there. I come back. They're all in the trash can. Okay. All right. So the next one. Okay, so there was a college girl. Again, I'm in a big college town, and there was this college girl. She called my business a scam on Instagram because she couldn't afford my services. That's all it boiled down to. You're going to have people, if you have a premium service, people are going to have to pay premium prices. That's just how I operate. I don't like to deal with the 80 to 90% of people. And this girl, she got so offended because she felt like I was just, again, you're going to learn. Many people don't know how business works, and we're going to, keep this conversation going. But she felt like I was just supposed to pay the vendor and me get nothing. And so now, therefore, I have to tell all of my friends that you are a scammer. Well, people, let me tell you what I did. I defended my services and my business, and actually my sales went up 5% just by me defending my services and businesses, educating everybody, because a lot of people don't know how it works, because you got some people who are so spoiled and they feel like, the world is theirs and they can do whatever they want or whatever. But it's okay for you to humble other people. Don't let people, because some people feel like since you are in business that they can run all over you. And that was a mistake that I had to learn a lot of times. It wasn't that I allowed people to run over me. I'm busy. I'm dealing with customers. I'm dealing with business. I'm dealing with advertising. I have so much going on. So a lot of things I'll just let slide because it's no big deal. There's no harm toward me. But sometimes it's going to come a point where you're going to have to educate people and humble them and let them know, yo, this isn't what you think this is. This is business. And so to follow up with that, like I said, that I was actually afraid to respond. It was weird. I won't say I was afraid. I was just very hesitant because I never experienced this before. Again, I'm a new entrepreneur, and I'm like, wow, this person is calling me a scam. But all it was, and this is why I want to share this with you all. It's so important that you all have this intel. People want things that they can't afford, and since they can't afford it and they believe that they're in America, well, let me destroy it. And that was a valuable lesson that this situation taught me. It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with my business. She was just in a different socioeconomic class, and she was angry, and so she wanted to take it out on me. That's all that it was. Okay. Okay. Another situation. I had a customer who turned on me. You're going to have people. This, again, I don't know what this is because I got to keep busy. I'm trying to save my business. So maybe you all could educate me in the comment section. But you're going to have some people who you think support you. They're really not there to support you. I know that sounds weird, right? So I had this customer who was a loyal customer. I mean, she was spending money like crazy, dude. Like she would give me gift cards every year for Christmas and stuff. And every like 6 months or something, she'll message the business and just go on this wild tantrum, dude. Like it was like, what the heck? What did she think I'm somebody else or what's going on? I don't know. But one time she ended up, she wanted to talk to me personally. So I get on the phone with her. And again, you're going to have people who think they're doing you a favor because, see, a corporation, they're somewhere in Switzerland or California or whatever. But when people can actually see you, touch you, that changes things. And that was something that I'm still learning. I'm still processing. And I don't know. Okay, so she felt like she was doing me a favor, and she was like, well, I'm never going to do business with you again. And I had to actually let this individual know, listen, I was here doing business before you ever decided to do business. I've had clientele before you were even a customer, and I'll be here after you're a customer. So many people feel like you're so whatever in their head, because again, people are living in a TV show, a movie script in their head, and they think that they're the only one. because other people aren't going to support you, right? So again, I'm still struggling and learning how to deal with the dark nature of the game that people just don't tell you about, dealing with customers and people wanting to hurt you or wanting you to beg them. It's weird. So this is why I'm sharing this with with you all on your journey. If you're a beginner, if you are advanced, or if you're in a startup stage and you thinking everything's going to be all great. I'm not going to say it's not going to be great. This is why I want you to understand what you're going to experience. People got a lot going on. As a business owner and somebody that's out here on the grind, you can't think like everybody else. And sometimes, and I've made this mistake. I would think people are going to think how I wanted them to think. And that's not true, y'all. That is not true. Okay, again, customers ordering and saying, "Oh, I've never heard of you before. This is bait. This is a trap." They want a reaction. It's just part of the game. This is why I'm learning. And, you can come up with a little catchy slogan with it. Somebody just, try to say, "Oh man, I've never heard of you before," or whatever. And it's like, if you've never heard of me, how did you hear of me to do business with me? You see what I'm saying? A lot of people haven't graduated. Like, they graduated elementary school, middle school, or high school, but mentally, they're still there. And that's been something that I have to process, because you would think an adult, you see them older, or you see that, they got kids or whatever, and you would think that we're all adults. Think again, my guy. So, okay. I have my little advertisement stickers on some merchants. I don't have any of them on there now because of all the hate and stuff that I was getting. But again, here I am, being Mr. Good Guy, being the professional. And before I did anything, I got permission from everybody. Okay, so this real popular place, well, it used to be popular. They got a lot of competitors now on the strip. I came to them man to man, shook hands, and all this stuff they gave me to run around. Cool, fine. I asked them, could I put my logo and my slogan on their little mirror wall, so when people come up and place an order, they'll be able to see that they have the option for delivery. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Okay. They told me yes. Right. So as I'm bringing in all this business, someday I was like, I'm coming up. I'm like, yo, where my damn sticker at? So I'm like, again, people wow after games and stuff or whatever. So I figured, somebody took it off, but I'm like, okay, let me just, maybe somebody took it off. So I came back and I tried to put it on there, and I noticed, oh, there's two windows. So the only way that this thing could come off, the public can't take it off. Somebody that actually works here took it off. But I said, nah, it's me. It's my eyes, okay? Something is wrong with my eyes, and maybe like it just fell down, and something happened, all right? So I just slapped another one on the outside or whatever. So it was off again the next night. So one night it's busy, and I put it back on there. But one day I actually caught the guy who runs the place taking it off. We all smiles. We business people or buddies or whatever. That's what they're showing to me in my face. But behind my back, they operating on a whole nother game. Okay? So when it was just me and my car, I was the greatest thing ever. right? In their head, because people are going to put you what makes them feel comfortable. And what makes a lot of people feel comfortable is you being beneath them. See, a lot of people don't respect delivery drivers or servicemen, people who provide services and stuff. And that's been something that I've learned. Like, damn. But again, when you out here hustling and grinding, I can't think like everybody else. But that's been a hard pill that I've been struggling with, that people don't respect people who provide services for the marketplace. And that makes you tougher. And this is why I want to educate you, so you can know what to look for while you're on your journey, and why you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't tell everybody. Maybe you should go in and be like, oh, I'm just a representative for this major corporation out in Wyoming. Maybe you should do that. Don't tell them it's you. So, all right. So, and I'm going to show this picture here. You all will be able to see my truck got vandalized. Somebody, I don't know what type of material that they use, but one night I was out doing deliveries, and I came back in one morning, and I was getting some stuff out of my Sprinter van on the side door, and I noticed this huge, somebody told me it was like some Mexican slang or whatever. I don't know, people that be like spraying stuff on like those trains and stuff like that. But they got my truck really, really good. I'm not going to tell you how much it costs to get this mess off of my truck. But you're going to have people that mark your truck. This is just a dark side of human nature. Again, I don't really talk to people or whatever. Like I said, you have some people out there that are just hypnotized with hatred. They don't want to see you make anything of yourself. And my lawyer explained this to me, because he was hearing about a lot of the problems and stuff that I had, and he was like, listen, you can't be beating yourself up. You got to understand this. Many people, you're forcing them to look at their self, and so you don't know this, but they may want to do things, or they may have started things, but they never completed them. So they don't want you to be successful because it's a slap in their face. So again, I'm still trying to process this stuff. This is still hard for me, because when you are your own man going on your own journey in this world, you don't have time to think. You can't afford to think like that. But and this is why I want to educate you all, so you all could learn the language, the atmosphere of the marketplace, the language, the atmosphere, the climate of the jungle. Okay. All right. So this is a big one. Waffle House. All right. Waffle House. It was so bad, you all. This is when I had billboards all around the city. I'm running ads on YouTube. This was when it was really, I think that was when it really popped off. When YouTube, I had ads on YouTube, local ads on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And, again, the more and more people that see you, the more people that's going to, do business with you. They're going to try you out. So, I am bringing people business. When people see me, that means it's money. All right. And like my lawyer told me, why do people hate? Who hates money? You think that people care about money until they hate you. All right. Once people hate you, or they hate themselves, or they got to deal with whatever that they have going on, it now is personal in their elementary school brain. Okay. So I couldn't do business. I couldn't do business. They would turn me around. So let me give you an example. I would get to the Waffle House. Nobody is in there. So if you would think that nobody is in Waffle House, oh, this is perfect. I can get in here and I can get out of here. No. I went inside, and they was like, hey man, we ain't doing business with you. Again, these are employees of Waffle House turning me down to do business with them. And I said, what's the problem? Nobody's here. Yeah, we cleaning up right now. I look around. The whole place is spotlight. Ain't nobody been in there. I mean, they just all posted up chilling. And I said, hold on. You all just told me that you all are cleaning up, but nobody's cleaning up. This place is clean, spick and span. This place is open and ready to serve. I said that I got a business to run. I got orders, and you're telling me you don't want my money? Yeah, that's what we telling you. You can't come here no more. Again, after so much trials and tribulations of dealing with people, sometimes yourself is going to stop you. Because again, maybe they wanted a reaction out of me. I don't know what they wanted out of me, but I didn't give it to them. I just looked up to make sure that it was recording. I looked at what time it was. I went in my notes section and I started taking notes, because I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. Nobody is here and they don't want to take my monies, and I got this huge order that's going to the hospital, and I got to leave here, get throughout all this traffic and try to get to another Waffle House. They actually did that to me. So I had to, it was so bad. It was so bad. They had to get corporate involved and send another individual. I think the person was from Michigan or something like that, to clean the place up. Because I went off on the management, y'all. I was, because it kept happening over and over again. And it was bad because, again, they trying to make money. They have quotas that they have to meet. I don't know if they have to meet quotas every day or every week. And so, again, that hatred, all right? That hatred. So another one, at this same Waffle House, I was falsely accused by a young lady there, and luckily other people was around. So I went inside and I placed an order, and the young lady, she wrote me down for 2, but it was just for 1. And I kindly, corrected her. I said, hey, ma'am, I didn't order 2. The price should be this because I only ordered 1. And she got very upset. And she got very angry. And I said, ma'am, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I said, I can actually show you the order. I only said 1 of this. And she just blew up. And, now with much experience, I understand that, again, that it wasn't me. She had something else that was going on personally with herself. But she went and got management, and she told management that I harassed her, and the whole place just went quiet. And this is a big problem that we see in America that's, hurting a lot of people. Women not being held accountable. And so the manager had to come up there, and luckily there were other people there to say, yo, this lady is lying. He didn't say anything. He didn't threaten her, because she made it out that I tried to harm her. And I had to inform the manager. I said, man, those words could go to the wrong individual, and someone could come and harm me, all for just correcting her because she was trying to overcharge me for something. And so the guy, he didn't say anything to her. He said, sir, I apologize to you. Here's your money back. Or he fixed it. He didn't, he just rung it up for 1. So I was falsely accused by this young lady. And I had another individual situation with one of my drivers at a Waffle House after midnight. And they were trying to, they were overcharging me. All right. So when people see me, they can't get over on me on certain things. But when they start to see my drivers, oh man, we got us one. So, but fortunately, one of my drivers, and also they were adding tips on the ticket as well. So they was overcharging me and adding tips on the orders for themselves. So people are going to People are always looking for an opportunity to take advantage of you. So your game has to be tight. You got to know your numbers. You got to know, again, this is why I want y'all to understand the dark side of human nature. You think people are going to do right by you. This is why I want to share this with you, because again, like I said before, I hope y'all don't, get offended by me saying, look, this is just something that I'm struggling with, thinking that, it's this and this and boom. It's not that. It's chaotic. It's messy. Okay. So, again, I want your mind strong, because you got to have a strong mind in this business. And that's something that I'm learning, is that you can be the best at what it is that you do, but if you don't have a strong mind, the game will eat you up. The game will eat you alive. And so that's a part of this game that I want to share with you all. So everything that's thrown at you, all the things that people are going to try you with, see it as an opportunity. See it as a place to grow. Okay, so again, this is what this is all about. This is a resource for you and me now, because I'm learning a lot through the comment sections. People like this is going to change the game so you could dominate in your marketplace, or not. You don't even have to dominate. What if you can just make an extra $1,500, $2,500, $3,500, a month in your marketplace? But in this game, you got to know that what you think people are going to do, it's just, it ain't that. All right, so the next one, again, I got billboards. I went on this whole campaign because I wanted to know if billboards were effective. Static billboards, digital billboards, I wanted to know. All right, so and I'm happy that I went through it then instead of later, so I know that what I know now and how to deal with it. If I was to do it again, I would never do a digital billboard. I would just do a static billboard, which that's what I was going for this whole time. So I had the opportunity, to make a long story short, I had the opportunity to get a static billboard in a prime location, prime real estate location. And now here's the weird part. Not even weird, the messed up part that happened. The salesman called my phone. The salesman said, hey, I got an opening for you on this street, this location for you. Do you want it? Yes or no? I said, hey, man, yes. He said, hey, what's your price? I asked him what was his price. I said, done deal. He said, I will have the paperwork ready for you and sent to you by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I go to bed excited. I'm like, man, I got this great location. I didn't care if that joker, it was just about, to me, I just wanted to mark my territory and have that brand awareness. I mean, this was the location. This joker was huge. And you're going to get your message across. And again, that brand awareness. 8 o'clock comes by the next morning. The afternoon comes by. 3 p.m. 5 p.m. I'm checking my email. I'm refreshing. I'm logging in and out of my email. Like, damn, maybe it's me. I'm calling, I'm calling other people to call my phone and see, hey, is my phone working? And I'm been making sure, like, it's not on me. So I think I called him. This is the screwed up part. I called him 2 days later. Hey man, what's up? Hold up. Let me take it back. It wasn't that. Yeah, I think I called him, but I also saw that billboard going down, and they was working on putting another one up. I called him. I said, hey man, what happened? You said you were supposed to, we had a deal and you had the paperwork supposed to be getting sent over to me 8 o'clock the next morning. Oh man, I didn't say that. Excuse me? I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Y'all, I don't even remember. Again, I'm processing all of this stuff. I'm trying to process all this stuff while running a business, dealing with people, their hatred for themselves, the misery that they're going through. And I had quite a few words for the individual because he kept lying and saying that I didn't say that, that was never available. And I had to walk him down, and he was like, he still did not want to admit it. So again, you got people out there who just want to mess with you. That's what that's all I can think of. You have people out there who just want to do things with you to I don't know. Maybe you all can help me. And like I said, I want to share this with people who are on their journey and share this with you as well for the other people who are watching to help me try to understand and process this stuff. This guy called me and wanted to do the deal, told me that it was done, and then said that he never called me. And then on top of that, there was another location right across the street from that was available. He didn't even tell me about it and gave it to somebody else. All right, so this was a really big one. I mean, law firms got involved, and this is this restaurant, and I got permission from the guy that's still running this place today. Very popular late night place. And I told him, this is what I'm doing. This is how we're going to do it. And he was like, hey, man, as long as you pay me, I don't care. This is fine. This is great. Let's do business. Cool. So, again, I'm running the city, okay? This isn't to brag or whatever, but I am the one that's running the city, that's running the game because, again, I'm putting in all the work on campus. I'm putting everything out there. I'm promoting hard. Other people are sharing with their friends and families and stuff. So it's to make a long story short, some of the people that work there, again, you have people who are employees, but they don't understand the business side of things. So some of the people that work there, they started to see what all the fuss was about. And so they would visit, they would come to my site and they would see the prices of the actual merchant whom I was doing business with. Again, you got people out here who don't know business at all. That's why you're an employee, okay? There's nothing wrong with you being an employee, but there is a difference between business and then an employee. And so they thought that I was just supposed to pay them their price. But in the state that I'm in, you have to include the service and the merchant price together. But see, they didn't know that because they're employees. They don't know the business side of things, the insurance side of things, the tax side of things. And so they seeing my prices and thinking, man, this guy making all this money, but we doing all the work. So the word started getting around amongst the staff and all hell just break loose. And so again, I didn't know what they knew until I started to, like, the relationship, not the relationship, just the guy who I was dealing with, he was being very hostile toward me. I'm like, yo, what is this guy's problem? I'm thinking he's having a bad day. You know, and that happens, you know, when it's really busy and, you know, again, sometimes people don't know how to process stuff, whatever. But he was just being more and more hostile, and some of the employees that worked there. And one of the girls slipped up. She was like, yo, your price is too high. I was like, interesting. And I didn't say anything because what's the point? So I ended up getting some mail, but before I got this mail, it was the next day, I saw the manager. He gave me one of the coldest looks. Man, this guy, and I was like, okay, something is really up. And so I checked the mail, and that's when the law firm contacted me and said, hey man, you gotta take our menu off your website. We can't do business with you. And I forgot all the other stuff that they had in there. I wish I would have I'm gonna have to try to find it and I'll be able to post it. But if I can't, I don't know what that thing is. And so that's when I was like, that's what's going on. And they took my sticker off as well. Again, he's the one who agreed upon all of these things. And I don't blame him, because again, when you're in business, the majority of the population don't know anything. And so when it's you, everybody's critiquing you and telling you how something should be done, but they don't understand there's a whole nother level to this game. So when I got all this and I seen all this stuff and these threats and stuff that I'm getting from the law firm, I said, oh, okay. And so again, a lot of the things that they were saying to me, and doing, it wasn't that I was afraid of them. I'm busy. I got calls coming in. I'm dealing with customers. I'm all over the place. So it was little things that I would let slide, but I didn't think that, you have people that just throw their little shots and stuff. And it wasn't, I just can't explain it. I'm busy. Okay. I can't think like you. All right. So now everything is starting to make sense. And so I said, they're taking my kindness and me not responding to them and me not paying attention to them as a weakness. So when I got that letter, I went up there. Oh my goodness. This guy got, he got a side of me. And to this day, he know, man, I'm not the one. And I'm not saying you should be this way. I'm not saying, all I'm trying to tell you all that people are going to try you. And I had to remind him, hey, you agreed upon this. Your ignorance to business is not my problem. So I let him have it, and the lawsuit was dropped. I didn't hear nothing else from that law firm. It was over. It was done, because he finally started to realize, as I had to break it down to him. And like I said, as I was talking to this guy, I realized, man, this guy's a child. He's a grown man. He's running the store, but business wise, he don't know how the world really works. And I was like, this guy is a child. And he was so hypnotized with the hatred. He was so hypnotized with thinking what he know and he don't know. And I even had to inform him, listen, I'm the guy that the top people in this town do business with. They do business with me because they don't want to have to come up here and deal with all the crazy people after a certain time. So now you're going to bring more and more problems to you because you aren't thinking. You're thinking with your emotions. This is business. So I'm trying to share this with you all so you all can understand how people are going to treat you when you are in business, in your cargo van business, your delivery service, your cargo van passenger business, and dealing with the brutality of the marketplace. People are going to treat you differently if they know that you're the guy, because they can see you, they can touch you, they can feel you. And also one of the hardest things that I'm still trying to process, and it hit me so hard the other day. I was like, damn, when it was just me and my little car, I was the greatest thing ever. Or was I? See, as I started to evolve and grow, and I'm advertising with the university. I got advertisements on the buses with the university and all of this stuff. So it's like people thought that I was supposed to work really hard to stay at the bottom. So again, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn and process. I may be wrong, but people put you in a category and they want you to stay there so they can feel like they're above you. Because to them, you're nothing. So I learned that I was a joke to a lot of people, not my clientele. I mean, not all of them, but to people, you are a joke because you are a serviceman. You're just a delivery person. So this is something that I'm still trying to process. But I've the more and more that I go through the trials and tribulations, I accept it. And what I'm trying to get to you is you're now authority figure. When you get in business and you out here getting your own clientele, you are an authority figure now. And you must act as you are, because you are that guy now. Because people just not gonna see you how you think. Whatever is in your head, that's not what it is. And you're only going to learn that on your journey of entrepreneurship, on your journey with your startup, if you're thinking about starting into the cargo van business. And so the lesson here that I'm trying to share with you all, that I wish that I had when I got into this business, I had someone guiding me into what to expect, because a lot of this stuff, it's gonna shake you up, man. Like, whoa, wow, this game is different. It's dark. It's gonna shake you up. So I'm not trying to discourage you. I know, I said why you shouldn't tell anybody about your cargo van business, but I want to share this with you so you can have a resource. That's what this is all about. We now have a resource on our journey as men. We have a male space where we're learning from our ups and downs. And that's why I want to share with you all my failures. I'm not perfect. The stuff that I show you all, that, hey, I did this on this day. And another thing that I want to share in this community is this. You're going to have many, 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 many L's and a few W's, but those W's can hit. So this is a resource for you on your journey. And I want to share my failures, my mistakes, and my struggles. I still struggle with this stuff. And I'm telling you guys something. If I didn't have a purpose in life, I probably would be just mentally, I don't know where I would be mentally. And so what has helped me on my mental journey in dealing with a lot of this stuff is being busy. Busy, 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 busy. So this is what you're going to experience on your journey. Yours may be even worse, or maybe even better. Or if you're not getting it, you may not be there yet to where you may not see that dark side of the game. So I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just trying to get your mind right on your journey for the real game, for real business. Because I want you to succeed, because you can succeed. There's plenty of opportunities out there. But on your journey of entrepreneurship, on your journey in this cargo van business, I'm talking about real business. Many people, they need to take that business part out of cargo van because they're really not in business. So I want to share this with you, my struggles, my mistakes, the things that I've been through, and the things that has, mentally done things to me. And this is why I'm asking for your help. Maybe you can help me understand from the stories that I've shared with you all in the comment sections, to help me, build myself back up. And another thing that I was talking to you all about, the place that was trying to sue me, and they got this huge law firm involved. I got a digital billboard, which never get a digital billboard, and it was right there in front of their restaurant. So they had to look at my advertisements every day, and so that was fueling the fire. And I'm telling you these things that you got to keep going. Whatever the hatred that people are dealing with you, or the stuff that they can't deal with on their own, that's their problem. You keep fucking going. That's their problem. You in this for business. You in this for a whole nother reason. Your goals, your end game is bigger than all of that stuff. All of this childish little boy, little girl stuff. It's bigger than all of it. Because you deserve the best. Because you are the man. So, and what I want to leave you with is, while you're on that journey, while you out here hustling in these streets to try to make something of yourself, while everybody's throwing these curveballs at you, is to expect the worst. Hope for the best. Expect the worst. Safe travels out there on the road. I'll see you fellas on the next one.